जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग गंधर्विका गिरिधारी जीव की जय। जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग शिशि राधा मदन मोहन पंचतत्त्वात्मक श्री गौर हरि की जय। जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग शिशि राधा नयननाथ जीव की जय। जय श्री गौर नित्यानंद प्रभु की जय। जय श्री जगन्नाथ देव की जय। जय नित्यलीला परिष्टोम विष्णुपाद परमहंसास्तत्र सचिशिला भक्ति वल्लभ तीर्थ गोसाई महाराज की जय। जय नित्यलीला परिष्टोम विष्णुपाद परमहंसास्तत्र सचिशिला भक्ति दैत माधव गोसाई महाराज की जय। जय नित्यलीला परिष्टोम विष्णुपाद परमहंसास्तत्र सचिशिला भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोसाई प्रभुपाद की जय। जय परमहंसा शिल गौर किशोर दास बाबा जी महाराज की जय। जय शिशिल सच्चिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जय। जय वैष्णव सार्वभौम शिल जगन्नाथ दास बाबा जी महाराज की जय। जय श्री रूपानुग गुरुवर की जय। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री वासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। जय श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपी गोवर्धन वृंदावन श्री राधा कुंद श्याम कुंदात्मक श्री ब्रज मंदिर की जय। जय श्री नवद्वीप धाम की जय। जय श्री पुरुषोत्तम धाम की जय। जय श्री बलदेव सुभद्रा जगन्नाथ श्री सुदर्शन चक्र जीव की जय। जय श्री वृंदा देवी तुलसी देवी की जय। जय सर्वविघ्न विनाशनकारी श्री नृसिंह देव की जय। जय अनंत गति वैष्णव वृंद की जय। जय समागत भक्त वृंद की जय। जय श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि बोल। वंदे हम श्री गुरो श्री जुता पादकमला श्री गुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्री रूपं साग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्री राधा कृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Hari Bol 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 Hari Bol. We are hearing SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM, 4th canto, about Dhruva Maharaj. We heard that Dhruva Maharaj, as a king, it was his duty to punish the miscreants who killed his brother Yakshas, and he defeated them, and he was killing many of them. Then Swayambhuva Manu, his grandfather, appeared and told him, this is not good. You are killing too much, and it does not befit you. You are in our family where there is knowledge of what is dharma, what is adharma. So he told, my dear son, it has been approved that you are very much affectionate towards your brother and are greatly aggrieved that he is being killed by the Yakshas. But just consider, for one Yaksha's offense, you have killed many others who are innocent. Nayam margo hi sadhunam hrishi keshanuvartinam yat atmanam paragrihya pashuvat bhuta vaishasam. This also already I read last time. One should not accept the body as the self, and thus, like the animals, kill the bodies of others. This is especially forbidden by saintly persons who follow the path of devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Here in commentary, Sai Maharaj is saying, the words sadhunam hrishikeshanuvartinam are very significant. Sadhu means a saintly person. But who is a saintly person? A saintly person is he who follows the path of rendering service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hrishikesh. In the Narad Pancharatra it is said, Hrishikena Hrishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Ruchate. The process of rendering favorable service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead in one's senses is called Bhakti, or devotional service. Therefore, why should a person who is already engaged in the service of the Lord engage himself in personal sense gratification? Dhruva Maharaj is advised here by Lord Manu that he is a pure servitor of the Lord. Why should he unnecessarily engage, like the animals, in the bodily concept of life? An animal thinks that the body of another animal is his food. Therefore, in the bodily concept of life, one animal attacks another. A human being, especially one who is a devotee of the Lord, should not act like this. A sadhu, a saintly devotee, is not supposed to kill animals unnecessarily. And it is not only physical violence, it is mental, subtle violence also. That is also due to misidentification with subtle body, and there is particular type, and that particular type of subtle body has some another type as his enemy, and always wants to harm, fight, due to that energy clashing. So if one misidentifies with the body, that means gross and subtle, then it is inevitable that he will be violent to others. But because Dhruva is a devotee, Hrishikeshanuvartinam, following the path, then he should not do this. Although the point was they were benefited, and Dhruva did not intentionally want to do anything wrong. But here we are taught that such like violence is due to bodily concept of life. That is why this verse here from Narad Pancharatra, it begins Sarvopadi Vinirmuktam, that you have to be free from all worldly egos, gross and subtle. And tat pratena nirmalam, you have to understand that you belong to Tat, means to Him, beyond, that is Supreme Lord, Adokshaja. You have to know you belong to Him, that you are part of His potency and you are naturally His eternal servant, dependent, and then you can engage the senses in the service of the master of all senses, Hrishikesh. So one who is doing this, automatically he cannot have any violence, undue, unjust violence to anyone. Because our Gurudev explained, if you love someone, then can you injure his hand? It is impossible. Like that, if you have love for Supreme Lord, then you cannot give injury to any of his parts, the jivas, parts of his potency. It is impossible. Non-violence is automatic when one has love for Supreme Lord. And when who has love for Supreme Lord? One who is not in bodily concept of life. So such devotee can never do violence. We see that Arjuna was killing, Hanuman was killing, but that is not this violence. That is for the service of Krishna. That is different. Like Prabhupada told, the actual violence is not to preach devotion to Krishna. Means you are violent to them. You are harming other jivas if you don't preach. Even if you yourself only do, still if you are not preaching, then it is violence to other jivas. So from the absolute standpoint, we have to understand what is violence. Not only like these physical things, but of course, those who have love for Supreme Lord, they cannot do any injury to anyone. Seeing them as related to their beloved Master. Sarva Bhutatma Bhavena Bhutavasam Harim Bhavan Aradyapa Du Radyam Vishnostat Paramang Padam. It is very difficult to achieve the spiritual abode of Hari in the Vaikuntha planets. But you are so fortunate that you are already destined to go to that abode by worshipping Him as the supreme abode of all living entities. Sarvbhutatma bhavena. Bhuta avasam, the abode. He is the abode of all living entities. There is that verse in Taittiriya Upanishad, Jato va imani bhutani jayante, from whom all living entities are coming out. Jayante. Jeno jatani jivanti, by whom they are maintained, they live. And Avishang Vishanti, into whom they will ultimately enter. He is that Supreme Lord. You should inquire about Him. So He, Hari, is the abode of everything. Everything is within Him. So only one who worships Him, he can attain to His transcendental spiritual abode. That mantra we are chanting, Tad Vishnu Paramang Padam, Sada Pashanti Suraya Diviva Chakshuratatam. This Parang Padam can have two meanings or even more meanings. Our Gurudev told that only simple meaning he told what is the meaning of this mantra, but he said by meditation what will be revealed. He said, I can write a book like this, only the meaning of this mantra, Tad Vishnu Paramang Padam Sada Pashanti Suradiva Chaksharat, because all Sambandha, Abhidya and Prayojana Gyan is there inside. So Paramang Padam can mean the lotus feet of Vishnu or his abode. And those who are emancipated souls, Suraya in plural, they can always see that abode, transcendental abode, or they can always see the lotus feet of Vishnu through surrender, like Diviva Chakshuratatam. Diviva means self-effulgent, sun. Sun is self-effulgent. You can see him by his grace only, not by any other light. When he rises, you can see him by his grace. Like that, those who are surrendered to Supreme Lord, he reveals himself to them. So by his grace, they can always see him. So this mantra proves that the object of worship is eternal, worshippers are eternal, and worship is eternal. It's from Rig Veda mantra. So that is possible only by worshipping him. Here, Swayambhuva Manu told to Dhruva, it is very difficult, but you are destined to go there, because before he was doing Bhajan God Darshan, but by the will of Supreme Lord, he had to stay here for some more time. Satvam Harer Anudyatas Tat Pungsam Api Samataha Katam Tva Ava Dyam Kritavan Anushikshan Satam Vratam. Because you are a pure devotee of the Lord is always thinking of you, and you are also recognized by all his confidential devotees. Your life is meant for exemplary behavior. I am therefore surprised, why have you undertaken such an abominable task? Krishna says in Gita, devotees are always for me. They always think of me. They are for me. I am also for them. Krishna is thinking of his devotees. Always. Also to Durvasa he told. I don't want to live without my pure devotees. They are in my heart, I am in their heart, and they are in my heart. Krishna is always thinking. Not that only devotees are thinking of Krishna, but Krishna is thinking of his devotees. And all other devotees, they recognize another devotee. They have no envy. They appreciate other devotees because they are servants of the same Supreme Lord. Of course, in Braja Lila, that is for the sake of Lila, there is some transcendental rivalry, but ultimate point, the target is satisfaction of Krishna. There is no any that bitter envy of this world, that jealousness and envy and trying to harm. No, not in that way. That is sweet thing and it's for the service of Krishna. Titikshaya karunaya maitriya chakila jantushu samatvena cha sarvatma bhagavan samprasidati. The Lord is very satisfied with his devotees, with his devotee, when the devotee greets other people with tolerance, mercy, friendship, and equality. Here Sai Maharaj is telling in commentary, it is the duty of an advanced devotee in the second stage of devotional perfection to act in accordance with this verse, that is Madhyamadikara. There are 3 stages of devotional life. In the lowest stage, a devotee is simply concerned with the deity in the temple, and he worships the Lord with great devotion according to rules and regulations. In the second stage, the devotee is cognizant of his relationship with the Lord, that is eternal relation. His relationship with his fellow devotees, his relationship with persons who are innocent, and his relationship with persons who are envious. Sometimes that is the qualities of Madhyamadikara. Has love for Supreme Lord, friendship with other devotees, has mercy to innocent, and avoids those who are hostile. Sometimes devotees are ill-treated by envious persons. It is advised that an advanced devotee should be tolerant. He should show complete mercy to persons who are ignorant or innocent, like tolerant like a Prahlad Maharaj showed, or Ambarish Maharaj or Haridas Thakur they showed. They were mistreated, but they were tolerant as a tree. A preacher devotee is meant to show mercy to innocent persons whom he can elevate to devotional service. Everyone by constitutional position is an eternal servant of God. Therefore, a devotee's business is to awaken everyone's Krishna consciousness. That is his mercy. As for a devotee's treatment of other devotees who are his equals, he should maintain friendship with them. His general view should be to see every living entity as part of the Supreme Lord. Different living entities appear in different forms of dress, but according to the instruction of the Bhagavad Gita, a learned person sees all living entities equally. So that Trinadapi Sunichana Tarorapi Sahisnana Manina Manadena Kirtana Sadahuri verse of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is here meant how he should behave. If someone sees Supreme Lord in the heart of everyone, or everyone as related to Supreme Lord, then he will naturally give due respect, and he cannot do any harm. Then there will be no offense, because even cruel act to any jiva is also one kind of aparat offense, displeasing to Krishna. Such treatment by the devotee is very much appreciated by the Supreme Lord. It is said, therefore, that a saintly person is always tolerant and merciful. He is a friend to everyone, never an enemy to anyone, does not wish bad to anyone, harm cannot, and he is peaceful. These are some of the good qualities of a devotee. Our Parangurudev gave that example. If you cut sugar cane to pieces, still sugar cane will be sweet, those pieces. He will not say, you cut me to pieces, so now I will give up my sweetness. No. Or if you rub sandalwood paste, then sandalwood wood, he will not say, you are rubbing me, you are oppressing me, so now I will give up my sweet fragrance. No, he will give. And if you burn gold, the gold will not say, oh, you are burning me, you are oppressing me, so I will give up my shine as a gold, I will become black. No, he will become more shining if you burn. Like that, because there is no any other substance. In sugar cane there is no other substance other than sugar, sweetness. And in sandalwood there is no other substance than fragrance, and in gold also shine. Like that, pure devotee, even if you oppress him fully, still he cannot wish anyone anything bad. It is impossible to squeeze from him that thing because it is not present within him. Pure heart. Example, we see Prahlad Maharaj. His father tortured him and wanted to kill, but Prahlad never disrespected or wished anything bad for his father. And he was respectful and he was trying to encourage him for the service of Vishnu. And even after he was killed, Prahlad Maharaj prayed for the benefit of his father. Or like Haridas Thakur, they were beating him in the markets to kill him to death. Still, he was thinking that, oh Supreme Lord, you please forgive them. They don't know what they are doing. He cannot wish them anything. Like Jesus Christ also said on the cross, they don't know what they are doing. God, please forgive them. So that is possible only for pure devotee. At least he must be Madhyamadikar, that is well established on Trinada Pisanichana verse. Then we can see such behavior. Otherwise, it is impossible. To be tolerant as a tree and humble than a blade of grass, and due respect to all and help to others and friendly mood is not so easy. Practically, we have to purify our heart. So that we can see relation of Supreme Lord. Those who have pure heart, they can feel the presence of Krishna in the heart of everyone. That is why they can behave in such a way. Otherwise it is impossible. Samprasane Bhagavati Purushah Prakritir Gunei Vimukto Jiva Nirmukto Brahma Nirvanam Richati. One who actually satisfies the Supreme Personality of Godhead during one's lifetime becomes liberated from the gross and subtle material conditions. Vimukto Jiva Nirmukto. Thus, being freed from all material modes of nature, he achieves unlimited spiritual bliss. So, even while you are still present in this body, you can get that realization. That is called Jivan Mukti stage. And you are Jivan Mukta. Our Nishkinchan Maharaj, he used to say, you have to die before you die. Means you have to die your false ego before you have to give up this body. You have to realize who you are while you are still in body. Then you will have no problem in giving up this body, and it is surely that you will go to Krishna by always remembering him. By always remembering him, you will also remember him at your last moment, and that will take you to him. So one who did bhajan, then he will be liberated from gross and subtle body. And when he is thus liberated, then there is unlimited bliss there. There is no time limit, no space limit. That is eternal bliss and ever expanding. There is no limit, because that absolute realm is like that by nature. And that is the only thing which can actually fulfill us. How much we try to enjoy these worldly things, it can never satisfy us completely. And also, if we enjoy, there is reaction after. So that is not desirable life. What we desire is expressed indirectly, that we don't want to die, we want to know, and we want to be happy always. That is Satchidananda. Every jiva wants Satchidananda because made of Satchidananda. Then that is his necessity. Atma vare drashtabhyo, shrotabhyo, mantabhyo, nididhyasitabhyo. It is necessary, means the requirement of Atma is Atma, not food. Body requires food for its sustenance, but Atma requires Atma. Anu Jivatma, small Jiva Atma, Satchidananda, but small, requires Purna Satchidananda or Vibhu Satchidananda, big one. Without connection with him, we cannot be satisfied fully. So when one comes to that, Nishta is not yet full liberation. Up to a certain extent, where your anarthas are cleared to such an extent that they will not put an obstacle to your continuous bhajan. You can do continuous bhajan, and you can also concentrate. But Nishta stage is not yet fully liberated stage. On the stage of Bhava, when that will appear, then you are liberated fully from gross and subtle body, and you can realize that your Siddha Swarup, and then you are in unlimited bliss in the service of Krishna. Bhuteih pancha bir arabdeir yoshit purusha eva hi tayor vya vayat sambhutir yoshit purushayar iha. The creation of the material world begins with the 5 elements, and thus everything, including the body of a man or a woman, is created of these elements. By the sexual life of man and woman, the number of men and women in this material world is further increased. That is the system. But not always. Krishna can do in another way also. Without this also it's possible. But that is general way. Evam pravartate sargah stitih samyama evacha guna vyati karat rajan maya paramatmana. Manu continued, my dear King Dhruva, it is simply by the illusory material energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and by the interaction of the 3 modes of material nature that creation, maintenance, and annihilation take place. He is creating, maintaining, and destroying. He is behind all this. Janmadhyasya yataha. In Vedanta Sutra, it is first verse, Atato Brahma Jigyasa. Now, therefore, after you finish your karma, Kant, you are not satisfied, then it is a time to inquire about the eternal absolute truth, Brahma. Then a definition comes, Janma Dhyasya Yataha. Janma Adi means Janma, Sthiti, and Pralaya. Creation, maintenance, and destruction. It is coming from him, by him. And first verse of Bhagavatam also says that same thing. So that is Supreme Lord. And by his Maya Shakti, he creates all these things. And by time it is moving, and also he infuses conscious beings inside. Then everything is animated for the time being, and then again it is destroyed and everything enters into him. This is his Srishti Lila, one of his unlimited Lilas, unlimited variety. So this is one. Nimitta matram tatrasin nirgunah purusharshabha vyakta vyaktam idam vishvam yatra brahmati lohavat. My dear Dhruva, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is uncontaminated by the material modes of nature. He is the remote cause of the creation of this material cosmic manifestation. When he gives the impetus, many other causes and effects are produced, and thus the whole universe moves, just as iron moves by the integrated force of a magnet. Automatically. When I was in primary school, then in physics, there was one subject, perpetuum mobile. Some machine or something which can move by itself always. So our teacher told us, like, that is idea in physics, but till now no one could make it. Perpetuum mobile. It will constantly move. So our teacher, he told us, if any of you can make it, then you will have highest mark in physics. No need to do any exams, nothing. So that time I was thinking, that idea came to me with the magnets. Like the point was, perpetuum mobile means this: once you move it by some impetus, then after that he will constantly move without any external push or something. That time I had this idea that with the magnet and iron, because that nature is there, that they are reacting in such a way. So that time I had that idea that if I could put magnet in such a round thing, and then you would push it, then by that push it will constantly get push from next magnet, like push, and it will go on. That was my idea. Why? Because the nature is there. So if you can put, but the point is that this material world by itself is not eternally animated. For some time, by time gives push. And then karma of jivas and time always pushing. But when the time comes, then that this solution is starting. So actually it is not possible to make something move in this world permanently. It is not possible because the world by itself is not eternal. But in transcendental realm, in Dham, Golok Dham, Vrindavan Dham, there that thing is there. Lila, constant movement. Bhajogama, eternally moving. Eternally is there. Like Gajendra, he was praying that above this material world, this material creation, you are existing, and there everything is going on eternally. That is why it is said Nitya Lila. So there, that is quite natural, that it is constant, uninterrupted. Those events are going on and always fresh, new, like this. So the point is that what we want exists in transcendental realm. Here there is perverted reflection and it is non-eternal. So what we desire, Satchidananda, and even like this perpetuum mobile, or no one wants to die, wants to have, that is what we want. And it is natural desire because it is coming from our Atma. But we cannot achieve this in material existence. Because the nature is not like that. It is temporary, by Krishna's will. But our Gurudev told, no one wants to die. How this is possible? Like something non-eternal cannot have a desire, cannot express desire for eternal existence. It is beyond his conception, so he cannot desire. But that we desire, it proves that it exists. That in our real self, we are eternal. That is why we want to live eternally. And we want to have knowledge. We don't want to be ignorant. And we want the bliss. This body is non-eternal and cannot give bliss and has no knowledge. When Atma leaves this body, then this body will decompose and you cannot get any knowledge from a dead body and you cannot get any sensation from dead body. You can pinch by pin, but he will not say anything. So the Atma is one who is made of Satchidananda and therefore wants. But because we are in illusion, we try to achieve this in a place where it is not, or it is not possible. They want to make eternal body. That is not possible, and that is no need also. We already have eternal body, Atma's body. But it is covered, we are not aware and we are not acting from that. So there is no need to make it or try to create it from non-eternal, but we have to realize it, then there is no problem. And this perpetuum mobile, this is also one kind of desire for living entities, but they cannot achieve in this world. It is impossible, but it exists in transcendental realm. So it is very interesting here that it says, just as iron moves by the integrate force of a magnet, that nature is there. So I had that idea to make, once you push, then by nature it will give push in a circular way. of course something would happen that it would not work, but the idea was okay, to use the natural force. Sakalu idam bhagavan kala shaktya guna pravahena vibhakta virya karotya karteva nihantya hanta cheshta vibun mnah kalu durvibhavya. I think I even presented that idea on paper to that teacher, but he said you have to make it, not only idea, you have to do it practically, then I can accept, not only idea. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, by his inconceivable supreme energy, time, causes the interaction of the three modes of material nature, and thus varieties of energy become manifest. It appears that he is acting, but he is not the actor. He is killing, but he is not the killer. Thus it is understood that only by his inconceivable power is everything happening. He is using, like excavator. Driver is sitting there inside and he's moving the joystick, and he's controlling that, but actual work is done and direct touch with that earth is by that shuffle and that machine touch. There is no direct touch from driver. So like that, he is behind, but he's not directly involved. Sonantonta karah kalo nadir adikrit avyayah janam janena janayan matrayan mrityu nantakam. My dear Dhruva, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is ever existing, but in the form of time, he is the killer of everything. So then how you can make perpetuum mobile in this world? Impossible. How you can make this body that you will never die? It is impossible. It means if it would be possible, then you are equal or more than Supreme Lord. But that is not possible. It is by the will of Krishna that everything is destroyed here. Even whole world will be destroyed. But if he wants, he can change, like for Dhruva, he said you will not get old. That he can do, but we cannot do by our own effort. He means Supreme Lord has no beginning on Adi, although he is the beginning of everything, cause of everything, but also not cause in the sense that only he was existing before and then after his potency came. That is also not true. Potency is eternally with him. It's not different from him. That which is in Chatushloki Bhagavatam, that Krishna says before only I existed. Then after creation only I existed. After the dissolution only I will exist. Here I means he and his potency, internal potency, means that external potency is not manifest at that time. But then during creation he exists, and also after dissolution he also exists. So he has no beginning, and he is beginning of everything. But there is no like that beginning. His beginning means he's in control. By his desire, everything is going on. You will find in Gita, Krishna also says that a relationship with Maya and Jiva and Krishna is also Anadi. They are all always existing. It is not that first there was Supreme Lord and then he, after some time, he made his own potency. No, that is not. But he is regulating, he is directing his energy. That is the meaning, he is beginning of all. And of course we may say that this creation has a beginning. So that is one kind of beginning, but even before that, that material energy was existing within him. Now only became manifested and in different forms, and it is going on. In that sense, beginning, but not that before his external potency was not existing and then it came into existence. That is not the case. Nor is he ever exhaustible. Although everything is exhausted in due course of time, these material things. So we should not imagine God by seeing happenings in this world. He is different from this. We cannot conjecture about God based on our material experience in this world, how things are. So God also must be like that. But it is not like that. He is not exhaustible. But here in this world, everything is exhausted. That is why some people, they will say, okay, you say God is the source of this world, but who is the source of God? Because they are thinking that everyone and everything has to have some source of himself. They cannot understand that eternal existence by himself. He's Swarat. He's Swarat, autocrat, independent. He is beginning of everything, and he has no beginning. The living entities are created through the agency of the Father and killed through the agency of death. But he is perpetually free of birth and death, means supreme. These living entities here means these jivas in living entities in 8,400,000 species. They come by the system of Father, and then by time that they have to give up that body. Everything will change and will be destroyed. But Supreme Lord is not like that. He is perpetually free. And that Leela, someone will say, no, Krishna also was killed by the arrow of a hunter. Yes, that is his Leela. It is to deceive the atheists. They will think that your God also he is immortal, he died. But that hunter himself was in the hand of Krishna and he was regretting why I did this. Then Krishna told him, no, I wanted, this is my Leela. That this is how I will disappear. So you did nothing wrong. I inspired you to do that. Those who are realized souls, they can see that this is like a drama, Leela. It is not, although outwardly looks like same, but it is not the same as these living entities. They are getting birth, and then in due course of time they will get death. That is why Krishna says in Gita, Janma karma cha me divyam. My birth and my activities, they are divine. It is not same as with conditioned souls. So here we have to understand. We have to hear about Supreme Lord's qualities, then we can know. By our own speculation, based on material experience, we cannot. man cannot create God. Some people think that through fossil life happened, then this life started creating idea about God, but it is not like that. You cannot realize God in that process, inductive process. God is already existing always. Only you have to find a way how to realize Him. Then when you realize, then you can see He was already always existing. And your eternal Swarup already always existing. And your eternal relation with Krishna already always existing. It is eternal. But it may be covered. You may be illusioned about it due to aversion to Krishna. By His will, Maya covers us to rectify us. She is not forcefully doing it. Krishna also not forcefully doing it. It is the result of our wrong action that we became averse to Krishna. Navei swapaksho sya vipaksha evava parasya mrityor vishatah samam prajaha tam dhava manam anu dhavantyanisha yatha rajam shanilam bhuta sangaha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, in His feature of eternal time, is present in the material world and is neutral towards everyone. No one is His ally and no one is His enemy. He is destroying everyone. He is equal to everyone. He is just everything is destroyed. That is His. Like when that boy said to Sai Maharaj, I don't believe in God. Then Sai Maharaj said, who gave you the power? When you will die, you will have to give up the body by the will of Krishna, then by the will of God. Can you say, I don't believe in God? Who has given you that power? So that time which comes as death, that is one feature of Supreme Lord. And no one can resist. Some people say, no, I don't believe in God, I don't care about God, there is no God, I am independent, everything is according to my wish. They also have to realize this fact about time. When it will come, they cannot resist, cannot do anything. No one is his ally and no one is his enemy. Within the jurisdiction of the time element, everyone enjoys or suffers the results of his own karma or fruitive activities. That point is very difficult to accept. That we are enjoying and suffering as a result of our own actions. We may say, I believe in the law of karma. Yes, I know. This is a very basic topic. Already I know. You tell me lila, katha, like this. But in practical life, we are not accepting because we are disturbed and we blame others for our own suffering. As when the wind blows, small particles of dust fly in the air, so according to one's particular karma, one suffers or enjoys material life. Tomorrow we can read this commentary, also nice commentary Sai Maharaj gave here. This topic we have to meditate and then practice in our life, otherwise we cannot progress in devotion to Krishna unless we stop blaming others by accepting the reality. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hari Bol, 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 Hari Bol. जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांगो गांधर्विका गिरिधारी जी की जय। जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांगो श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन पंचतत्त्वात्मक श्री गौरहरि की जय। जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांगो श्री श्री राधा नयननाथ जी की जय। जय श्री गौर नित्यानंद प्रभु की जय। जय श्री जगन्नाथ देव की जय। जय पतित पावन शिला गुरुदेव की जय। जय शिला परम गुरुदेव की जय। जय शिला प्रभुपाद की जय। जय श्री रूपानुग गुरुवर की जय। जय श्री पंचतत्व प्रभु की जय। जय श्री वृंदा देवी तुलसी देवी की जय। जय सर्व विघ्न विनाशनकारी श्री नृसिंह देव की जय। जय श्री श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। जय श्री ध्रुव महाराज की जय। जय अनंत गति वैष्णव वृंद की जय। जय समागत भक्त वृंद की जय। जय श्री स्वयंभुव मानु की जय। जय अनंत गति वैष्णव वृंद की जय। समागत भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। गौर Pramanande Hari Bol. Swayambhu Manu also one of 12 Mahajanas. He knows Bhagavad Dharma. Thank you all. Dandot Pranam. Hari Bol.